Hello, hi, here's another video. Just full disclaimer, I love DNFing books. If I think I'm gonna rate it 3 stars or lower, I don't see the point in finishing it. If I'm not gonna really enjoy it, what's the fucking point? Storygraph has 4 tabs. How do I keep forgetting what is kept on each tab? What the fuck? I DNF'd 28 books this year. Cool. Right, I'm not going to go through all of them because we'll be here forever, but the ones that I have something significant to say about, I will put up. So first is The Way of Kings, by Brandy Sandy. This was boring and long-winded and well done for having a female protagonist, but also she wasn't very interesting. It was just long-winded and boring and I couldn't be fucked. Donut by Tom Holt. I'll be honest, I only bought this book because it had a donut on the front. Turns out the story wasn't worth it. I don't remember anything about that book. Oh, The Hellions Waltz by Olivia Waite. This is the 3rd in the Feminine Pursuit series. I really enjoyed the first 2. Could not tell you what this one was about. Yes, I could. Musicians. It was about musicians and it was boring. It was just boring. This is gonna be mostly why I DNF books. Yeah, Hellions Waltz, I just thought that the characters were tropey, wimpy, boring. Wasn't here for it. Tried rereading Cirque du Freak. Turns out I don't like rereading middle grade books. There we go. Cursed Fates, Zodiac Academy number 5. I mean, there were so many characters, the plot was so batshit, I lost track of everything. And I couldn't be fucked because there are so many more books in the series and each one is longer than the other and I don't have the time. Air Awakens by Elise Cover. This is one of those books that's that very specific genre of chosen one elemental magic fantasy that some people love, and that's fine. Me, couldn't care less. The whole series was on Kindle Unlimited and I downloaded the whole series and then DNF'd the first book after like 15 pages. Book of Night by Holly Black. This is the only book by Holly Black that I have not finished. I love Holly Black. I will read anything she reads. In fact, I'm currently trying to work my way through her backlist. I fell in love with the Spiderwick Chronicles when they first came out. But this book was trying too hard. It was trying too hard to be adult. I think I only made it about 30 pages in. And every character we met was obnoxious. And I didn't care enough. Because it's Holly Black, I make a rule of like, if I DNF'd it, I'm not going to go back to it. But because it's Holly Black, when I'm feeling maybe in a better mood, I might try it again. No promises though. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This was boring, pretentious, and shit. Shit is subjective, but I thought it was shit. I don't remember that one. The Library of the Unwritten by AJ Hackwith. I just gave this one to my mother. No, I offered it to my mother and she decided to take it, so she doesn't like it. Not my fault. This was too heavy on the angels and devils, which is not a section of fantasy that I vibe with very much. It felt a bit like Good Omens, and although I enjoyed the TV show, I don't care about angels and devils, so I gave up on that. Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I fucking love T. Kingfisher. Again, I'm trying to work my way through her backlist, but she has written so many books. Paladin's Grace was, I think I DNF'd this about 2/3 of the way through. On their own, the 2 main characters were kind of interesting. This was unnecessarily horny, and not in like a fun way. So I won't be reading any of the others either because this is part of a series which I gather is all the same vein. A Time of the Dark by Barbara Hambly. I picked this up optimistically in a secondhand bookshop somewhere. I've got to stop picking up old books from secondhand bookshops because most of them I just can't stand. I tried rereading Skullduggery Pleasant. Again, I can't do middle grade anymore. I loved it the first time I read it, but I don't have the spoons to reread them all. Witches Steeped in Gold by Cianan Smart. I think this just felt too YA fantasy. I'm just steadily growing out of my YA fantasy phase. A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. I think I just got bored of this one. I think I was on the verge of a reading slump, but everyone else that I've seen review it has said really nice things about it, so now I'm not sure. Probably won't reread it. Perception Check by Astrid Knight. This was a book talk recommendation that I was really hoping was going to be in the same vein as Legends and Lattes because it's D&D based. But it is so heavily D&D based, I couldn't take the switch between regular world to fantasy world seriously, and it just made me cringe. Nickwood by Adrian Selby. I picked this up really optimistically in a secondhand bookshop, possibly a charity shop. It was just so painfully written by a man I had to put it down. Law by Alexandra Bracken. Convoluted. I was bored. Sometimes paranormal, like fantasy in the real world, hits the spot and I really enjoy it. And sometimes it's shit and I don't like it, and this is one of those times. The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. This was a really big book. I couldn't work out what time, like period, it was set in, and that really threw me and I didn't like it. And it was 650 pages long and I couldn't be fucked. That was it. That was all the books that I DNF'd that are worth talking about. Everything else I either genuinely can't remember. They were probably Kindle reads that I picked up on a whim. There we go. If we have similar reading tastes, avoid these books. You're welcome.